Good morning, neighbors. It is Friday, January 30th, 2026, and you are tuned in to the Murphy Morning Show. I am your host, Sara, here to walk with you through the latest news, weather, and happenings around Murphy and our neighboring mountain communities. So grab that warm mug of coffee and let us ease into the day together. Let us start with local news close to home. Cherokee County officials have been keeping a close eye on a series of winter systems rolling through western North Carolina this week, and folks here in Murphy are being reminded to stay prepared for slick roads, rapidly changing conditions, and the possibility of more wintry mix as we head into the weekend. Local emergency managers continue to stress having an overnight bag in your car, keeping your gas tank topped off, and checking on neighbors who may be older, live alone, or rely on medical equipment that needs electricity if the weather turns rough again. Over in the nearby town of Andrews, leaders have just formally lifted the state of emergency that was declared earlier this week after severe winter weather brought dangerous travel and concerns about power outages. Town officials say conditions have improved enough that the emergency declaration is no longer needed, but they are keeping response plans on standby with more cold, unsettled weather in the forecast, and encouraging residents to keep extra food, water, and blankets on hand in case conditions change again. That move is a good sign that the worst of this particular system has passed for Andrews, even as everyone across the region stays weather aware. Here in Cherokee County, that earlier round of icy conditions has also prompted county leaders to review how shelters, warming centers, and communications performed during the last storms, with an eye toward making things smoother if another major winter event hits later this season. They are looking at everything from how quickly plow routes were cleared to how well updates reached folks in the more rural hollows and ridgelines. If you rely on social media or code red alerts, now is a good time to double check. Your contact information is up to date so you do not miss any important notices. Regional broadcasters across western North Carolina are also talking about a broader winter storm threat for the mountains, with several counties, including areas not far from us, either under or recently coming out of winter storm watches and warnings. Even when Murphy sits just outside the heaviest bands of snow and ice, those systems can still affect our supply lines, school schedules, and travel on the main corridors we use to get to medical appointments and work. It is a reminder that what happens just a county or two over can still ripple into our daily routines here at home. On a more uplifting note, community organizers in and around Murphy have been leaning into that classic mountain resilience, using the winter slowdown to plan spring festivals, charity benefits, and educational workshops that will kick off as soon as the weather warms a bit. You will hear more about those in our events rundown later in the show, but it is already clear that downtown businesses, local musicians, and churches are working together to make sure we have plenty of reasons to gather, celebrate, and support neighbors in the months ahead. All right, let us talk about the weather over the next 3 days here in Murphy so you can plan your errands and weekend. Today, Friday, expect a cold winter day with afternoon highs right around the upper 40s, with clouds mixing with some limited sunshine and that damp mountain chill that makes it feel just a touch colder. Tonight, we drop down into the low 20s, so anything wet could refreeze, and you will want to bring pets inside and let faucets drip if you know your pipes are prone to freezing. Looking ahead to Saturday, temperatures will climb into the low to mid 40s during the day, with mostly cloudy skies and only a slight chance for a light passing shower or a brief rain and snow sprinkle. Nothing that looks like a major storm at this point, but enough to keep roads a little damp and the air feeling raw. Saturday night, we slide back into the upper teens to around 20 degrees, so any breeze will have a real bite to it. By Sunday, we stay on the chilly side, with highs in the low to mid 40s again, a lot of clouds, maybe a few peaks of sun, and just a low chance of a stray shower as another weak disturbance brushes the area. So it is still a good idea to keep the warm layers handy if you are heading to church or out to lunch. And hey, right here after the weather is the perfect time for a quick favor from you. If you enjoy waking up with the Murphy Morning Show, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and absolutely slam that notification bell so you never miss a morning together. If you find value in these local updates, would you share the channel with a friend, a coworker, or maybe a neighbor who could use a friendly voice to start the day? Your support really helps this little mountain community stay connected. Now let us get into some upcoming community events so you can mark your calendars and maybe shake off those winter blues. Coming up tomorrow, Saturday, January 31st, there will be a benefit for Ronnie Rooster Beaver right in downtown Murphy on Valley River Avenue, bringing folks together to help a neighbor in need with music, fellowship, and that generous mountain spirit our area is known for. If you have been looking for a way to give back, this is a great chance to drop a few dollars in the bucket, share a meal, and remind a local family that they are not walking this road alone. Also tomorrow evening, music lovers can head over to the Mason Bar on Valley River Avenue for a live show running from 7 o'clock to about 10 o'clock in the evening, with plenty of good tunes and a cozy indoor atmosphere that is perfect for a cold January night. It is a nice way to support local and regional musicians and our small businesses at the same time, and if you go, just take your time on the roads after dark and watch out for any lingering slick spots on bridges and shaded stretches. Looking a little further ahead, there is a snowball-style community event planned in the coming weeks, connected with a local academy here in the Murphy area, giving families and students a chance to dress up, dance, and raise funds for school programs. Even though it is still a little ways out, now is the time to think about tickets, outfits, and maybe arranging a safe ride home if the weather looks questionable that night. These winter events can be a bright spot for kids and parents, especially after a stretch of gray days. For those who enjoy learning something new, there is also a free session on using Google Photos scheduled in town at the Education Annex, aimed at helping folks back up their pictures, organize family memories, and share photos more easily with loved ones. It is especially helpful for grandparents wanting to stay connected with kids and grandkids who live farther away, and volunteers will be on hand to walk you through the steps at an easy, comfortable pace. So do not be shy even if you are not very tech savvy. Even beyond Murphy, venues across our region are gearing up for a busy year of concerts, comedy nights, and special shows, with many events already on the books in nearby mountain towns. If you are comfortable driving a bit, you will find everything from tribute bands to singer-songwriter nights and family-friendly festivals, giving you plenty of excuses to explore our neighboring communities while still getting home the same evening. As always, if you are planning to travel, especially in winter, check the forecast, give yourself extra time, and maybe keep a blanket and flashlight in the car, just in case. As we start to wind down this morning's show, I just want to say how grateful I am that you choose to spend part of your day here on the Murphy Morning Show. Our little corner of the mountains is special because of neighbors like you who care, who show up, and who keep an eye out for one another when the weather turns rough or when someone in the community is going through a hard season. I will be back with you tomorrow with more local news, weather, and events. So until then, stay warm, stay safe on those roads, and have a beautiful Friday here in Murphy, North Carolina.